You're about to watch a video that's an excerpt of one of my online courses, free sample if you will. If you enjoy it, please get in touch, dan@brojo.org, and let me know what you think. Before you take what somebody thinks about you personally, you need to consider who they are and who they are to you, what they mean to you. See, one of the main problems with taking rejection personally and getting hurt by it is we have this automatic assumption that the person it's coming from is a valid source of information. We think if somebody doesn't like us, that is a reliable piece of information, that this person is a reliable judge of who we are. But what if that's not true? I want to give you an extreme example. Let's say for whatever reason, you're in a mental health facility. You're in a room full of people who are seriously mentally disordered. They need to be on medication. They have major hallucinations that cause them to harm other people. Now, I want you to imagine that one of these patients comes up to you, and you know that he is in there because he is severely schizophrenic. He lives in a reality that nobody else can see. He hears voices and sees people that don't exist and so on. Now imagine he comes up to you and he says, "I don't like you." And you ask him why. And he says, "Because the voices in my head tell me that you're the devil." Would you take that personally? Would you take that as valid, reliable feedback on who you are and how good you are as a person? Would that feedback affect your self-worth? Would you go home thinking, "Oh, maybe I am the devil"? Probably not, right? Your first conclusion, probably, is going to be he just thinks that because he's mentally disordered in some way, or words to that effect, right? His judgment of you essentially will be blamed on his condition. You won't think this is about me. You'll think this is about him. He sees me in some crazy way. I can't take it seriously. Now, that's a very extreme example, but I use it to plant a seed in your mind. Why wouldn't you care about his opinion, but you do care about the opinions of other people? People who aren't in a mental institution, people for whom their mental functioning seems to be in the normal range. Why is it that they are reliable and valid sources of feedback, but this guy isn't? I want you to hold that little sort of mental experiment in your mind for a second. We're going to come back to it. I want to change track a little bit and talk about confident people. I want you to get in your mind what you think a confident person is. Now, this isn't a person who appears to be confident, but a person who actually has deep inner self-worth. Somebody who views themselves as a good person, knows that they are, sees themselves as a valuable contribution to society and to the world, loves themselves unconditionally. That kind of person. What kind of traits do these people tend to have in common? Well, I can give you some. They're honest, compassionate. They're self-centered without being selfish. They care about others, but they won't sacrifice themselves for them. They're courageous. They're responsible. They're accepting and respectful. There are all these qualities of a grounded, stable person who has integrity and knows why they're living and treats others with the same respect and kindness with which they treat themselves. What's the likelihood that someone who is deeply confident would ever backstab you, gossip, be cruel to you and treat you poorly, disrespect you, try to hurt your feelings, insult you, abuse you, bully you? What's the likelihood that someone with strong inner worth is going to do any of those things? Well, after decades of researching confidence and confident people in psychology, I can tell you that the likelihood is 0%. Confident people don't do any of those things. A confident person would only harm someone else in self-defense. If anyone ever deliberately tries to harm you for any other reason apart from protecting themselves from you as a physical attack, it means they have confidence problems. So to put that more simply, If someone ever rejects you in a harsh, painful way and is mean or cruel to you, says mean things to you, points out your flaws, makes fun of them, bullies you, treats you poorly, the only thing you know for certain is that the person doing this is deeply insecure, because a confident person would never do any of those things. So let me ask you the question again. We go back to that mental experiment. You've got this guy who's seriously mentally disordered, and for that reason, you don't take what he says about you seriously. And yet you've got these other people. They're not in the mental institution. They're out in public. They're out in the world. Yet they're also cruel and unkind and disrespectful towards you, showing that they are mentally disordered, as in they do not have confidence. They're run by their insecurities. And yet you take them seriously. How are they different from the schizophrenic? How are they any less disordered? How are they any more valid or reliable? There's only one type of person whose feedback you should seriously consider, and that is a confident person who has your best interests at heart. Somebody who wants the best for you, you've asked for their feedback, and you know that they're only giving it to you from a place of healthy self-worth. Everybody else is as irrelevant as the lunatic in the mental asylum who doesn't even know what reality is. Everybody else who's cruel to you, who points out your flaws, makes fun of you and bullies you, has serious mental or emotional problems. And that's all you're seeing. It's got nothing to do with you. So keep that in mind next time you're upset by someone's treatment of you. All you're seeing is evidence that they have low self-confidence. And that's the only information of worth coming from them. Anything they say about you can be disregarded.
Are you a nice guy or people pleaser who wishes they were more assertive, more honest, and better respected by others? Since 2013, I've been helping people just like you discover their integrity and apply it courageously to build deep and meaningful connections, get respected by others, and become the confident person you've always wanted to be. Imagine being able to speak your mind without worrying what other people will think or worrying that it's the right thing to say, and being able to assertively stand up for yourself and your loved ones. Imagine never feeling the need to apologize for who you are or what you want, and being able to live carefree without shame or the I'm not good enough story in your head. Imagine going to bed knowing that you courageously took every opportunity available to you and you've got no regrets because you always know what you should be doing in every situation. I'm so confident in my ability to help people like you unleash your highest level of self-worth that I give people a free coaching session to test what I'm doing. In this 1-hour session, we will uncover the biggest barrier to your confidence, whether it's an awareness problem, you don't know what you should be doing differently, or it's a courage problem, you know what you should be doing, but you find it too intimidating. I will guide you to make a breakthrough with your behavior to get through that barrier in a powerful way without feeling terrified and without destroying everything you love. I've had some people find this first session so powerful that I never hear from them again simply because they didn't need anything more after that. It launched them into the highest level of confidence that they've ever experienced. And if that's the result you get, I'm good with that. As one client put it, this session was more valuable to me than 3 years of therapy combined. So if you're tired of trying to keep everybody happy and you're sick of worrying what other people think of you, and you're concerned that your people-pleasing and conflict avoidance is going to damage your relationships, then come and have a talk with me. Worst case scenario, you get to experience what it's like to talk with someone who actually understands what it's like to be you. I've lived the nice guy experience for decades. I know it inside and out. I know that pain. Worst case scenario, and very likely, you will have such a powerful insight into a behavioral change that you can make in the next 24 hours to significantly improve your confidence, relationships, and career. All I ask is that you be honest, open to change, and willing to try something new. Why wait another 10 years to discover confidence when you can do it today? Fill out the brief form below to apply for a trial coaching session. Do this quickly because there are limited spots each month, and then I'll get back to you to book in a time to talk.